to Kenyan citizens. Karibu sana. This is the current affairs segment. It is your trusted source for the latest news, insightful discussions, and impactful stories shaping our nation and beyond. I'm Angela Kabete, and as you can see, I'm not alone. We're here with Kimotho. So what we'll do, we'll dive into the latest headlines and uncover the truth behind the news. This is where make sure that you stay updated of what is happening, that is in our country and beyond. So make sure that you stay tuned as we break it down right here, right now. Kimotho, a very good morning to you.
Good morning too.
Imagine it's on a Friday.
Yes.
This is Monday. Am I the one that feel like July then and be sana? I don't know why.
You know, it's July, it's like January.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
So July, it's another financial year now to the government, but also at the same time is also a blessing to see a new month.
Okay, so a financial year ndio maana inaenda mbio sana.
Yes, unajua sasa ndio ile kuna kamgao fulani.
Yeah.
Na so saizi pia kuna ile time period counties wamepewa tumia zile funds. So time inakimbia pia.
Okay, so you guys are
nataka kuwasalimia na kuwashukuru sana na kuwakaribisha kwenye show. Let us join together na tuangalie what has been happening to our nation.
Yeah, because a lot has been happening, right?
Yes.
And before anything else, it is always our norm to make sure that we give them that is the verse. Let's go to the verse of the day, and it comes from that is Exodus 15 verse 11, and this is what it says: Who is like you, O Lord, among the gods? Who is like you, majestic in holiness, awesome in glory, working in wonders. Ukisoma inasema who is like you, O Lord, among the gods. This is a rhetorical question, Mr. Kimotho, expressing that there is no other God, because it is, everyone knows hakuna Mungu mwingine, so it means hakuna mtu mwingine wa kulinganishwa na Mungu. And then it continues and says who is like you, who is like you, majestic in holiness. It means that God is set apart, God is pure, and his holiness is majestic and worthy. That is what the verse of the day is bringing out today. And then it continues and says awesome in glory and working in wonders. It means that God is awesome and worthy of our praises, and that's why each and every day we're supposed to tell God thank you. That's why each and every day when you wake up in the morning, find the time of thanksgiving to tell this God thank you. I love to know your party inasema that working wonders. It refers God to a God of miracles, a God who performs miracles in each and every season in our lives. It means that God's power, God's supernatural power, is unmatched to any creature, to any human being. So that is my take. What about you?
Yeah, and now the author of Exodus was just also expressing so many other wonders.
Yes.
And you remember now the children of Israel, kulikuwa na zile plagues ambazo zilikuwa pale, kulikuwa na so many other things ambayo ilifanyika pale. So kuna mambo mengi ambao waliweza kuyaona pale. So they just explain now the expression of how you can also now express to somebody else or express to what has been happening. And na unajua sasa hiyo unajua hawa ndio waliona kuna miujiza ambao waliona, because you can imagine but kuna kuwa na frogs, imagine kuwa na blood, moto. And wakati walikuwa kule jangwa, kulikuwa na ile usiku kuna moto ambao unawaongoza, mchana kuna cloud ambayo inafunikia kutokana na so it was kulikuwa na composition of so many things na wonders ambazo zilikuwa pale. That's one of the in express. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And that is the verse of the day, just a reminder that God is self-existent. He is a powerful God. So make sure that as a human being, learn to tell this God thank you, appreciating him for what he has given you for this season, each and every day. And now let's head over to something else that is on what has been happening. I have the Daily Nation with me.
I have the Standard newspaper.
And on the Daily Nation, these are some of the highlights of what we'll be checking out today. Matters to do with abductions, and one of the actually the two people here are Ojwang killing,
Yes.
Ojwang killing, and then we have that is another blogger, that is another blogger Anitwa Ndiangui, that's what we'll be checking out. Then we have matters to do with finance, and when it comes to the world of finance, let's tunaangalia State House na MPESA na State House sasa, because it seems like they have revealed that Ruto's that is our president 1.2 billion charge at State House. This is one of the interesting stories that we'll be checking out. Then we'll be checking out matters to do with health, and there we'll be addressing SHA. Then tutaangalia politics, and leo tunaangalia the opposition party. What about you?
I can also see kuna similar stories, because kuna hiyo mambo ya Albert, kuna mambo pia ya the other blogger ambayo aliapia in court. Pia naona kuna allocation ya county, naona pia kuna something to do with teachers. Yes, among other stories ambazo naona here hapa.
Okay, interesting. And on the Daily Nation page 1, Mr. Kimotho, this is one of the stories that we'll be checking out. Let me start by the State House. Yes. And they say controversy. According to the recent satellite imagery, the building is already coming up near the presidential helipads, and they're saying revealed Ruto's 1.2 billion charge at State House. And let me read what they're saying. President William Ruto is quietly overseeing the construction of a massive church within the grounds of State House Nairobi, in a move that raises question on the constitutional separation between church and state. Nation has been detailed architecture, designs and drawings of the imposing structure that is expected to have a seating capacity of 8,000 and cost hundreds of millions of the shillings. So to say pia State House wanajipanga before budget isonge sana. Can you say that is what is happening,
What you nasema ni construction ya nini wanajenga huko?
That is a church. Yeah.
Ni sawa tu, but unajua sasa kuna mambo tuliongea mambo ya priorities.
Because
it doesn't mean we are short of that. Na pia kuna kuwa na ile chapel ambayo iko kule bado. Unajua pia saizi as we have been faced with a lot of challenge, watu wanaangalia the development ambayo ziko pale, because it's a good thing, but will it serve everyone? Because unaona pia iko under protected area. Na kuna sheria ambayo imezuia watu under those protection. Na pia tuliweza kuona kuna hiyo sheria bado inasema wingi wa watu, so kama chapel ina composed of more than 200 people, so something needs to be defined clearly.
Okay, so there's an interesting situation from Bobby Mkangi, constitutional lawyer. Alisema the president is essentially a tenant at the State House. Like any tenancy, permanent and structural changes require the blessings of the landlord. In this case, the landlord is the Kenyan public. Were they consulted? Clearly. That is what he's saying. That's interesting,
Yeah, unajua it is the bitter truth. Yes.
Okay, so that is the reality of things.
Yes.
But they say President Ruto has previously stated publicly his intention to build a church to underscore his Christian faith during his time as president, as the deputy president. He erected a chapel at the official taxpayer funded current residence. So that is what they say. Yeah.
But unajua now sometimes we really confuse things, because there is so to him it is a building, but are we seeing the characters consist of Christianity?
The characters of being a Christian,
Hiyo ndio ile kitu ambayo it is more important.
Pesa makanisani Mr. see characters living in church,
Because unajua when Jesus left, alituachia the Holy Spirit within us. So the church is always within us. That's why always hata hapa Mizpah vile ambavyo apostle anatufunza ya kwamba don't be a Christian on Sunday. Just know that each and every day you are a Christian, because God lives in you. So the billion doesn't matter because hata unaweza enda msome pale kwa uwanja and still the spirit will come. So even if we create a multi-billion building, but the characters, we don't have the fruits that are needed, we can see the things that are happening to our nation and so many other things, it won't make so much difference.
Can you say like amekuwa Daudi anataka kumjengea nyumba Mungu, kanisa? Can we say that?
You see what happened? David had the desire, he had the characteristics that God needed, but due now to the bloodshed that David, kuna ile bloodshed ambayo ilikuwa mikononi mwake, and you can know, unaweza angalia mambo ya blood vile ambavyo imekuwa related to the Bible, he was not, the best person to do it. So his son did it. So even if now they are trying to do it, maybe now the next person yatafanya nini?
That's it.
Yeah, because that is what happened. If we do a reference to the Bible, Solomon came now na yeye sasa ndiye kaanza kuifanya very hurtfully kulingana na na vile Mungu aliweza kumwezesha. So it's brings now down to what now has been happening, and also at the same time which will it bring so much significance, because we can see now the fallout of the churches on support of the government each and every day. So and the churches are the one who will come and maybe now do the support, do the programs inside there. So the bidding for now, it doesn't matter so much to sporekebisha mambo ambayo yanaendelea.
And now let me ask, if this church is going to have a seating capacity of that is 8,000, au watu ni nani watakuwa ni wananchi ama ni watu wa parliament,
So I don't know the idea, because he's the one having the idea. Maybe now he need to come out with a layout, because just kutengeneza a sanctuary, it means that maybe just the normal activities that tumekuwa tukiona, maybe Sundays kutakuwa kuna watu ambao wanaenda pale. So now who are the people now who are going to be attending that church service each and every day? Unaona, because sasa inamaanisha sasa kuna wale ambao watawacha yao waweza kuja pale. So at the same time is also, okay, it is a good competition because we need so many churches, because ndizo tuweze kucompose each and every person, but hapo bado kuna issue, but ni hao watakuja watuambie. And na pia tuangalie kwa manifesto kama ilikuwa pale. Unajua bado ni kuchecklist mambo ambayo yalikuwa pale, and then we see now the reaction of how it's going to go, because ni vizuri pia waangalie target yao hawa washirika ni akina nani, with the ratio of what has been happening.
Kama washirika common wanaenda minitega.
And it is surprisingly, because tuliona pia kuna ile mswada ambayo inasemekana more than 200 people hawa wanaonekana kama ni demonstrators, na kuna ile restriction now to the restricted areas, protected area ambayo one of them is the State House. So now pia unaona pia wakati sasa wanatengeneza kuwapia na watu 8,000 pale, so inamaanisha unaona pia kwa upande wa sheria bado kuna upande mwingine ambao unafanya nini. So a lot of things need to be explained, and we are going now to see now nini hiyo ilikuwa behind that motive. Yes.
And I want to hear from Kenyan citizens out there. How do you feel? Do you feel like hii kanisa inafaa ijengwe State House, na tumeambiwa itakuwa na capacity of 8,000? Maoni yako ni yapi? Please feel free to talk to us on 0799 that is WhatsApp number, and still social media handles, that is on Facebook and YouTube at Mizpah TV Kenya, hashtag the NURU current affairs. Away from that, what do you have there?
It was very interesting, eh?
Yeah, very interesting.
Very interesting.
I can't wait.
What will happen if one day tukue na president ambao is a Muslim, tutengenezwa mosque, another day kuwe na Hindu, another day kuwe na president ambao atakuwa ni wa Rastafarian? What will happen?
Sikulikuwa na Wajakoya.
So what will happen? So kuna all those factors, zinafaa ziangalie ili tusieke watu wengine kule nje.
Watu wote wakwe considered,
Yes.
Okay.
So there are a lot of things that has been happening to our nation. Very funny stories, very other stories ambayo they are very disturbing, and it is not always good each and every day kwa headlines. Mambo ambayo tunaona si mambo mazuri kwa sababu ya yale mambo ambayo kufanyika. Kuna this blog ambayo inaitwa that is Diangui Kinyagia. So naona hapa that is kuna puzzle ambayo that is a sando nimeandika hapa. Who is fooling who? Snatched or in hiding? Software engineer that is Diangui Kinyagia reappeared in court after 12 days. Masked, shaken and silenced. that is a triggering relief, outrage, and more questions than answers. So presented before Justice Chacha Mwita, that is Ndiangui, revealed fears for his life and signs of trauma as DCI bosses Mohammed Amin under court summons that is protested his innocence. So lawyers demanded an answer on a growing cases of enforcement disappearance, with the judge bearing Ndiangui's arrest and ordering a pause but not closure. The mystery depends. So this story iko pia on page 4 and page 5. So this blogger has been missing. That is for I think 12 days. Na that is so wakati now the lawyers waliweza kwenda pale. So the judge ordered the DCI, that is either now to appear in court and also to bring him either dead or alive. So surprisingly he appeared yesterday, and after may appear shortly after, now the DCI pia akaweza kuingia kule kotini. So it raises a lot of questions, because pia the police wamesema pia andikisha statement to the nearest police station, aseme ni wapi alikuwa, so that now they can see what has been happening. And also we saw the judge pia akiweza kutoa that is his the statement akiweza kusema ya kwamba that is he's not supposed to be arrested, but he can go and make a statement if need be. So ukiangalia hapa kuna a lot of controversy story ambazo, and this is not the first time ambao tunaona that is a software engineer ama a blogger mambo kama yakifanyika. There also the other time tumeona another lady pia the same thing ilikuwa imefanyika pale. So ukiweza kuangalia, it's kind of now the government is now so much into now what has been happened to the social that is the social media ambayo iko pale. And ukiangalia kwa sababu unajua sasa hii social media inatumika sana. So we really now also kila mtu anataka kujua ni kwa nini, what happened, and also what were the reasons, because tuliona the DCI wakitoa their statement wakisema that Mr. Ndiangu is also a person of interest to them, because kuna certain materials ambao they believe and hold, na pia kuna certain things ambao alicomment pale, na pia wakasema hao wenyewe pia walikuwa na kumtafuta kwake but wakamkosa. So it's something ambayo tunataka kujua, watu wengi wanataka kujua, the family and also the public, ndio waweze kujua what now has been happening, kama alikuwa mikononi mwa DCI ama alikuwa wapi. Yes,
but I really don't know what is happening, Mr. Kimotho, because it feels like, remember tukisema that you speak at your own risk, because most of the people that wanaenda missing ni the bloggers, people are speaking on social media. But
at the same time you still have our democratic rights. We can we are not we cannot be enslaved to give us out our ideas. And yet we can see such a certain leaders wanatoa incitement statements right on front of the camera. So it wonders who is above the law, who is below the law, who the law ni nani, na kutama nani watu wengine hawayokuti. Because ukiangalia hawa ni comments zao ambao wanatoa, na comments zile ambazo wanatoa wengi ni yale mambo ambayo yanafanyika pale. So it sounds like kuna kuna ile commission ambayo inafaa iangalie haya mambo yote, imeenda silence. So inafaa iangalie kwa uangalifu zaidi, because ukiangalia sasa hawa ni wote ni young people, na pia inafaa ionyeshe the government on how now it should be able now to handle young people, especially when it comes now to the issue of social media, because huko ndio wana air their voices, huko ndio wanaandika their statement, na the same time pia tunafaa tufanye reference ya kile ambao hawa wanaandika na kile ambao hawa politicians wanaongea pale, because politicians kile wanaongea inaonekana direct kwa kwa inasikikana direct kwa watu, inaonekana kwa watu hawa nao zile article wanaandika zote ziko pale to the public domain kule kwa social media. So it sounds like kuna issue ambayo imekuwa ikiendelea pale, na pia we also need a defined clear law on the issue when it comes now to the issue of article writing and social media ambazo tuko nazo pale, because kama hivyo ndio wanasema, I think hata gazeti zingekuwa zinatolewa, because kiangalia the headlines ambazo zinako hapa na the pictures ambazo ziko hapa, wanatoa reality ya mambo. Yes.
And there is a politician, it's a she, I don't want to mention the name, alikuwa anasema, if you don't like what I'm posting, nini button ya kublock iko, Mr. Kimotho. Block, you can block what I've posted usko unaona kila siku, because it's not a good thing.
I think now they need also to kuweka ile to disclaimer so that wakati unaingia kwa post ya mtu ni wewe umeingia willingly, because unajua sasa hii how a public now to the public domain, it is now their own personal account. So meaning a personal account, it is me expressing my own ideas, my own thinking, my own analysis, what has been happening. So nyinyi ndio umeingia kwa account yangu. Have not invaded into your own account. Hawajaweka kwa government account ama kwa anything else. Ni hawa wameweka kwa account yao. So wana express whatever now they think now has been happening. So hiyo pia ni kitu ambayo inafaa iangalie, kwa sababu ni nani pia anaweza ni nani pia huyu anaingilia mambo ya mwingine. Yes.
Yeah, and still I have the same story that is page 1 of the Daily Nation, their highlights, and they're saying just where was the blogger Diangui. Nasema IT expert was missing for 13 days, says he was in hiding, but this has left many unanswered questions. The story is on page 6. And still there's a highlight of Albert Ojwang killing. They're saying outrage as youth storm and torch a police station. Let's check out that story. I can see the story is here, and they're saying that family's lawyer tell court that he was hiding due to concerns of his security. That is Diangui. And then bado they're saying that kuna sentiment from Lilian Gitonga, the family lawyer. So he expressed his willingness and readiness to surrender himself to the police and to appear before court, and provided that his safety and security could, if his safety and security could be guaranteed. And still on matters to do with Ojwang, I can see wanasema Mona's Torch police station where Ojwang had been held, and I can see hapa protesters ni wengi sana, the young people, Mr. Kimotho, and they are carrying the coffin.
Yes.
So what can we say about this?
It was an expression of anger, because ukiangalia ambao wanabeba hiyo coffin they are young people. Na pia sasa the anger iliweza kuishia pale kwa police station, ambayo that is Ojwang aliweza kukuwa detained in the first time before kuwa transferred to Nairobi. So na unakumbuka pia it is very interesting because it has come out of out of the statement about the CS alikuwa amesema kunajua alikuwa ametoa ile order shoot to kill, kwamba wakati mnaona police station inakuwa attacked you should do this and this and this. So we don't know where the police they were. Maybe they were overpowered, but at the same time ukiangalia now what has been happening shows kuna ile a lot of anger that is coming from the young people, because we are not justifying death, but unajua kuna death ambazo zikitokea ni kwa sababu ya other issues, because kama Ojwang angekuwa armed na angekuwa na threaten now the life of the officers, hiyo ingekuwa kitu kingine. But ukiangalia is just a comment. In fact kwanza yeye ali screenshot now one of the headlines ambayo ilikuwa kwa one of the newspaper, akaweza kuiweka pale, na hiyo ndio unaona ileta hii mambo yote ambayo tunaongelea. So it shows you that the public out there wanaangalia na wanaona, and it is very sad. It was very 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 sad. Na pia ukiangalia now the context of Ojwang, pia kuna story pia ya huyu kijana huyu that is the mask vendor ambaye anaitwa Boniface Karaoke. Ukiangalia that is kulingana na pia na ile kuna statement ambayo iliweza kutolewa pia na another doctor, is that is kuna 4 bullets ambazo zilikuwa bado stuck to his brain. So ukiangalia walikuwa nasema ni 2 ndio waliweza kutoa. So unaona kuna zingine zilikuwa zimestack.
That is sad.
So it is very sad because ukiangalia what happened ni kitu ambayo haingefaa ifanyike. So something needs to be done, and it is high time that also now the government tries now to bring the relationship between the police and the community.
Yeah, because tulisema sasa mwananchi akiona polisi anapotea with no reason, na sisi tumekosea,
just out of fear, just out of what you don't know what will happen. You don't know now the person carrying the firearm ni action gani ambayo anaweza take within seconds.
They feel they are known.
Yes. So hiyo ni kitu ambayo in fact now the government inafaa ifanye, because now huyu polisi before akue polisi kwanza yeye ni Mkenya, ni mwananchi, and so forth and so forth, whatever has been happening. So ni kitu ambayo inafaa iangaliwe sana, and especially now wakati now ninasikia tunaelekea unajua sasa kuna hii siku ambayo inaitwa Sabasaba. So something needs to be done. Na education is now to be to be let crossboard to the people and also now to the police and any other person. And also we also need to see our politicians coming out clearly. Wanafaa pia waeze, that is wasifanye hii, you know, the distance ikuwe too much. You know, waeze kujua vile ambavyo wataweza kufanya.
Because unajua sasa hivi unasikia mtu ametolewa Homa Bay amepelekwa Nairobi, by the time anafika Nairobi that person is dead, and you're asking yourself what transpired in between the two counties, you know.
Yeah, and unajua sasa hiyo swali ilikuwa muulizo, and we saw the answer is that it all now depends with the complainant mahali yako. But I think now kulingana na mahali tumefika, even if hata kama the complainant ako any other place, you're supposed to be detained. Na, you know, be taken out to the nearest, you know, the court ambayo iko within the county, because then sasa hizi kuna county ambayo hakuna kotini ambayo iko pale, and then now the transfer now can be done from there. But pia the same time kama kuna transfer inapelekwa pale, hakuna mtu ambaye anafaa kuchukua sheria mikononi mwake, because you're supposed to be arraigned in court, and then the court now to decide on your fate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And from that matters to do with the abductions, Mr. Kimotho, that is page 3 of the Daily Nation, but when we highlight that is on page 1 of the Daily Nation, they're saying SHA members forced to buy drugs out of pocket, and kidney patients at public hospitals across the country are enduring a pain paradox, paying twice for the services. So what's not happening? And so that story is on page 3, and they're saying kidney patients at public hospitals across the country are enduring a painful paradox despite paying thousands of shillings monthly to the Social Health Authority and government assurances that medicines are fully covered. They are still forced to dig into their pockets for essential drugs. And the reality on the ground starkly contradicts recent promises by President William Ruto and the Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale, and medications are readily available under SHA. So what is not happening?
That's why we say that they should do it priority, because it is very sad, because we also saw an interview on one of our local television ya kwamba kuna patient ambaye alienda to a certain hospital na akakuwa denied, you know, services kwa sababu alisema hiyo ambayo is a cancer patient, kaambia stage yako bado haijafika mahali ya kutibia with the system. So
that is like hata sijui this. That is not good. So
ukiangalia kuna a lot of issues that needs to be done, because we said yes we have a system, but this system is created by a person. So and you need now to input all these things ambazo zinafaa zikuwe catered for in that system. At the same time we need now an improved better services now from SHA, because tuliona now the government imekuwa so proud of the bigger masses ambao wameregister na SHA. So it also means that they need now to also improve their services, because it's very bad wakati kidney patient. Unajua sasa kama wale wa kidney zile dialysis wanaenda pale wanafanyia mingi sana. So wakati mtu anamwambia sasa imefika mwisho ama hii it is not catered for ama any other issue, na maanisha unahatarisha maisha yake na si makosa yake. It is now yale makosa makubwa yako pale nao wa wale watu ambao wanashughulikia now this the insurance about tuko nayo, because the insurance yenyewe iko mzuri sana nini for now, but they need now to do something. Yeah, it's very unfair.
It's true, as you know, and as long as mwananchi ana participate kulipa, being responsible, the government should do the same, making sure that they get the services because they deserve it, you know.
Yeah, they really deserve it, because unajua sasa you are entitled, because wewe wakati una register inamaanisha you have already accepted terms and conditions. So inamaanisha wakati pia unalipa ni kwa sababu ushaitikia now that package. So if the package was not good enough, kuna other insurance company ambazo ziko pale. So they need now to do something, because if the government of the day cannot give better quality education to the people, and also now when it comes to in terms of health, it means that kutakuwa na lot of failure ambazo zitaonekana pale. And Makio, remember is that kuna other projects ambazo tunaona hazina so much priority. So unaona sasa kama hiyo pesa ambao maybe inatengeneza chapel, inatengeneza renovations kama yote
1.2 million.
Yeah, na ukiangalia hawa SHA walikuwa I think wanahitaji I don't know billion or something kama kitu kama hiyo. So it means that kama hiyo pesa ingekuwa transfer to other services ambazo ziko pale, fikiri mambo angekuwa kwa sababu, but something needs to be done, especially now to ni kusha iko mambo ya sha, ndio hizi services zikuwe na watu waache kucomplain.
Yeah, and for the Kenyan citizens out there, I would really be glad to hear from you. You know, umetembelea hospitali, umeenda hospitali, how is your experience with SHA? Did you get a good experience? Ama ulikuwa disappointed? Please feel free to talk to us on 0799 200 100. That is WhatsApp number. And still on social media handles, that is on Facebook and YouTube at Mizpah Tv Kenya. Mr. Kimotho, I think time is up. We should put a pen there.
Readers corner for standard. Drinking too much soda is bad for your health.
Really?
Yeah, because you can excess that is you risk adding excess weight, leading to obesity. So kuna ile mtazamo ambao wanasema hapa, unajua ndio lifestyle ya Kenya sana.
And still pia mimi I have something almost the same. Chapati addiction, just how too many is not good. So to those who love chapati so much, tafadhali inaleta obesity.
Yes.
So what do you have to tell the viewers as we wind up?
Just want to say thank you for being with us. Now they can leave their comment there. Na tujumuika pamoja na kuwe na siku njema yenye baraka. Thank you.
Yeah, for viewers, thank you so much for tuning in for this amazing segment that is the current affairs. We're always here to make sure that you stay updated of what is happening that is in our country and beyond. My name is Angela Kabete, and together with Bwana Kimotho, we had an amazing time. Don't forget, this segment has been sponsored by Stark Institute and Driving School. The courses that they offer, that is ICT, hospitality courses, driving courses, and cosmetology. If you're interested, they have various branches in Nakuru County, but the main campus is in Njoro Town on the Egerton Njoro Road. Please visit their website on www.starkinstitute.ac.ke and register online to get a 10% discount. Still, you can use the email that is info@starkinstitute.ac.ke. We're going for a short break, then we'll be right back with Beyond the Headlines. Stay tuned.